Alright, bear with me 1 second while I get all set up on Facebook. There we go, got the title. It's popping up there. Let's go live. It says the live video starting up. Alright, and welcome back to DSB Sports Breaks. Thank you for joining us, Austin. You're my only follower right now, so shout out to my coworker Austin. I know he's watching before. He sent me a text message, so shout out to you. The last video that I made did not save, so we are making this one again. Hopefully this time it'll make it a little more crisp. I guess that is why you practice. But the whole point of this is just to kind of practice different audios. So last time I had the headset on, everything worked perfectly. We didn't have any issues, anything like that. The audio seemed pretty good. But this time, actually now that I know that it works in the last video, I'm going to unplug it. So I'm going to take this headset off. You're going to hear a change in the audio right now. And you let me know what one you like better. So with the headset on, with it off, it doesn't really matter to me. It's all about quality for me. So without further ado, yesterday I actually went through my card collection. You can find that video on YouTube. It's DSB Sports Breaks or Diesel Sports Breaks. I think they're all named Diesel Sports Breaks for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, anything like that. So just look it up. The plan, the platform for, or I guess setup for the business is to go live on Facebook. And then once it's done recording, we'll post the recordings on YouTube so you can watch them there later. And then when we actually get into breaks and stuff like that, all the hits are going to be posted on Instagram. So you'll be able to see the hits on Instagram, watch the old videos on YouTube, and we'll live stream on Facebook. I think that will keep everything clean and going in one direction, and then, kind of keep the junk away. So, if your big thing is watching videos, you just stay on YouTube. If you just want to scroll through the cards, see what we pulled, I know that's super fun to do. You just scroll through our Instagram, and if you want to watch live and participate and chat, I got the chat up right here, so more than happy to do that. Just a heads up, it is delayed on Facebook, so my notifications and comments and stuff like that may come up a little bit later, but not a big deal. Without further ado, let's get started on this. All right. So the first piece, this is going to be a custom Randall Cobb jersey. The reason why it's a custom, it doesn't have any emblems, which Packers don't have on their jerseys anyways, but it also doesn't have the NFL shield. It's a good way for people who are starting out collecting to save money. The custom jerseys are obviously cheaper with the back to it without being able to see the front NFL logo. Most people don't have a clue that it's not like an authentic jersey. For people who are a little more experienced, the sleeves are kind of a dead giveaway. And just kind of the overall look as well, I would say. I definitely think they're a little bit lower end quality, but like I said, if you're on a budget or just starting out, best jerseys you can buy. They're cheap. You can get your favorite players, and you don't have to break the bank. This will lead me into our next one. It's a replica Stanley Cup trophy. And we got an Alex Ovechkin signed 16 by 20 photo. Cool thing about that, I went to the 2018 championship parade in DC. My parents and I drove down there. I kind of got them hooked on Capitals hockey. We were going to go to a playoff game, but they were a little bit expensive to get out there, so we ended up going to the championship parade instead. Awesome time. Almost died of heat stroke. It was incredibly hot out there. But great to see all of the boys chugging beers. That TJ Oshie through the shirt beer chug was absolutely legendary, and it gave me some great memories. So Had to get a photo commemorating that. This has been the longest unsigned piece in my collection. I have actually had this canvas for about 9 years and just got it signed a couple of weeks ago when the Packers played the Vikings. Jermichael and the Packers kind of ended on bad terms. He hadn't signed anything since. He hadn't really made any public appearances since then. He's back in a small town in Texas, kind of, I want to say matured a little bit. At least that's what he claims to state. He appreciates the Packers, kind of regrets how he acted a little bit and stuff like that. Dude, I love the guy. So I could care less. It's a business. It doesn't treat you well. There's going to be hard feelings. Not everybody's going to get along. Personalities are different. I mean, that's just kind of life. So for me, I absolutely love Jermichael. So we'll move on down to this next piece. This is actually a game-used jersey, so worn by Jermichael in a game against the Chicago Bears. Love that. We won. The Bears do still suck. He only had one catch for 8 yards, so basically mostly a blocking jersey. But with that being said, if you are just getting into the game-used jersey, you want to save a little bit of money, find a game where they didn't do a whole lot. So, if you're looking to get Aaron Rodgers jersey for cheap, it's just not going to happen. I don't care if he was hurt and it was used to rest on his shoulders, like when he broke his collarbone. Not going to find that cheap. But some of the other players, especially ones that aren't superstars, you can get a little bit of a discount if you take a jersey that's not the most well-worn. This is something that I take up to training camp every year. I shouldn't say every year. I don't think we went the last couple of years with COVID and everything, but traditionally I'll take it up. I try to go to training camp every year. This one right here, let's see if we can get it to focus again. There we go. That up there in the corner, that is going to be Jake Kumerow. That right next to it, that is Tim Boyle. Over here, I'm not sure who these guys are. Probably didn't make the team, but that's kind of why I like taking it to training camp. You can go back through the years, see who signed it, look them up, see what they've done, things like that. But this one up here, this is actually Rashawn Gary. Signed it his rookie year, so that was pretty cool. And then down here, let's see if I can point to it, Blake Martinez. I don't know who 43 is. MVS. Devontae Adams is signed right there. Big Zadarius Smith is signed right there. Geronimo Allison right there. So, yeah, it's just something that everybody can sign. You don't have to put a lot of effort into it. You just hold it up. They walk by, sign it. So, it's awesome. It's a great piece for that, and it looks really cool too. So, moving on down here, this is my Ahman Green jersey. This is an authentic retail jersey. It's signed right here. It's a little hard to see sometimes, but signed down the side. One of the older pieces in my collection, actually didn't know there was specific markers that people use for signing, so that's why that one's a little bit more tough to see. Don't just get your jersey signed in Sharpie. Go to your local Hobby Lobby, find a Deco paint pen or a Prism metallic paint pen. I use Prism for metallic colors. I use Deco for plain colors. It's all preference. Both of those really good markers. It'll cost you about $12, and instead of getting a jersey like that, you can get something that pops like this. So this piece is pretty sweet. This was signed at a Salvation Army signing, so you donate to the Salvation Army, and then Aaron Rodgers you get one autograph from Aaron Rodgers. He only did 2 of them. I was at the second one. I didn't know about the first one, and has not done one since. Found out some people were trying to sell the tickets for money and stuff like that. Put a bad taste in his mouth. Hasn't done it since. So don't be a scumbag. You're there for a good cause. You're not there to make money. You get an autograph by Aaron Rodgers. You want to sell that afterwards. That's fine. By all means, go for it. And then down here, so this is a team stock jersey. So essentially what that means is that it's an actual practice jersey for the Packers, but Aaron Rodgers did not wear it. They put his number and his name on afterwards. They just tend, if you have the bigger star players, tend to sell a little bit better. Tony actually got me that. He's well known in Packer groups, has an awesome collection. So shout out you, Tony. It really goes nicely. If you look at everything as a whole, the two canvases that are the same, and then the kind of game worn, practice worn style, kind of pulls that all together. Over here we have Brett Favre. Just love Brett Favre's attitude. Nobody loved or enjoyed playing football more than Brett. So to get a photo that kind of captures his attitude on the field is pretty sweet. I think like moments before that, he probably had his tongue out running down the field. Guy just absolutely loved being out there. And it was fun to watch him play. Moving on to my helmet collection. So I only have about 9 helmets. But this first one right here, this is signed by Aaron Jones. On the inscription, it says 9/23/17 versus Chicago, first career rushing touchdown. And then on the other side, it has the classic saying, "The Bears still suck." So love that inscription. A lot of players, they don't know where they're going to go in the future. A lot of them, especially people like Aaron, who have built up friends on the Bears and stuff like that. They won't even sign the Bears still suck. Aaron Jones embraced every minute of it, said, yep, no problem. I would love to do that. He was super professional. He says, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. So born and raised in a military family. You ever get a chance to meet Aaron Jones, he will be professional. He will be nice. He will be a fantastic player to meet if you've never met a player before. Not all of them are fun to meet. Some of them have attitudes, so just like humans in general. So right here we have Charles Woodson, just one of the GOATs of the game. I think he's the all-time most decorated player in NFL and NCAA history. So if you combine the two, he's the most decorated player of all time. He might even hold the titles individually for NFL and NCAA, so I'm not entirely sure. This one, you can't really see the autograph that well. I'm stuck on a cord, so I can't go any further. But that one's signed by James Jones, and the thing that I like about him is he was kind of an underdog. He found a niche in the game where he was just catching touchdown passes. He didn't really do a whole lot in the open field, but in the end zone, he was an absolute weapon. And I mean, to see somebody work that hard and find that kind of success was awesome. I like those kind of underdog stories. So he always signs his helmets NTAF, and it stands for Never Think About Failure. So I love James Jones. I love his message. Had to have a helmet with his signature on it. Down here, this is one of my only blank helmets that is being saved for Aaron Rodgers when he finishes his career. I will have his signature and a career inscription on it. They came out like 5 years ago. They're called Blaze helmets. They are incredibly hard to find. They are worth quite a bit of money, and to find them blank is almost unheard of. There's probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 blank helmets left. There could be more. I guess I'm just kind of guessing. But the blank ones do not come off very often, if at all. So to have one of those is pretty cool. And then over here, this is Big Z. I don't know if you guys saw the Packers Instagram post with him as the Joker mask, but that Joker mask is to detail of the one he was wearing in the Instagram post. And then on the side, it says 41 tackles, 13.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, #snubbed. That was the year he had 13.5 sacks. Last year, didn't make the Pro Bowl. So I like the year inscription with all his stats and the #snubbed. I thought it was ridiculous that he didn't make the Pro Bowl, but now going back and reading it, 41 tackles is not that many. So, I can actually kind of see, I kind of see where they were coming from. I mean, just the impact he had with his 13.5 sacks. Probably should have still put him in the Pro Bowl. But, it seemed like production elsewhere was a little limited. So that is interesting, something I never thought of till right now. This is a custom helmet that I made. So I put that all together. I put the decals on it, had it signed by Davante Adams. Much like this one, this is like another novelty helmet they came out with, but they only had it where it looked like that. I call it like that, the Pro Line look. And I wanted another Speed Flex helmet, so I ended up making one, having Davante Adams sign it, and I think it looks freaking sweet. So here, as you'll see as I go through this, I ran out of space, don't have a ton of it. Had to get creative with how to display some of the pictures I wanted. So this is an MD Jennings signed photo. It says "Screwed in Seattle," one of the most controversial games in Packer history. I really was trying to do a collection piece there with the photos where it was pieces of history, photos that told a story, and eventually I want to make a wall that kind of tells the story of Packers history in photos. So next to it, this one's just a photo edit. We went to signing with a bunch of current and old players. And with that, you get like food, drink, 5 autographs. So it was Kenny Clark, Bubba Franks, Ty Montgomery, Blake Martinez, and Antonio Freeman. So they're all on the edit. It's signed by all of them. And then that one on the end, that's Jared Cook's infamous catch in the playoffs against Dallas. And that one is actually inscribed "Dagger in Dallas." So I love that. That's another super important piece in Packers history. And then down here, these are 2 footballs. They are signed by, this one's signed by Jared Abbrederis, and that one is unsigned. They're both team issued, so they never made it into a game, but they were issued to the Packers team, kind of like his backup balls. Something gets damaged that way, and then a lot of times they'll give them away for charity. And so with that, then they'll do it off. They have COAs that say they come from NFL auctions that they're team issued. So I do want to eventually get these 2 balls prepped. There's a great guy known as Matt, the ball guy. He does game prepping for them, so they'll look like a darker brown. They put like the resin and stuff like that. That would be on there. Normally, if they were going to go into a game. And then here, this is the Packer brick. I actually got that from my grandparents. It's a foam brick, so if the Packers start doing bad, they used to throw it at the TV. So got a lot of good memories of that. Kind of a fun thing just to display. I don't think a whole lot of people have them. Probably not super popular, but yeah, they loved it. And I enjoy the memories of it. Down here, these 2 mini helmets, both signed by Jake Kumaro. I went to Whitewater. He went to Whitewater at the same time, actually. Met him a bunch of times. The football house was right next to where I lived my junior year. I had multiple conversations with him, so that's pretty cool. Would not consider us friends, but just getting to talk to somebody who's played for the Packers, been in the NFL, is pretty cool. Down here, Kevin King, but the cleats are actually team issued. So if a player gets cut and a company like Under Armour, Nike, Adidas is sending in cleats for their players, they get cut, never get used. The Pro Shop just sells the extra. You just have to be there at the right time when they're selling them. They usually have some, but the ones that look cool usually go pretty quickly. These are actually signed by Nick Collins. I do believe that these 2 are blanks, so those are probably the last 2 pieces that I don't have signed in my collection. And then we'll come over here to this wall, just make sure everything's doing well. Yep, everything looks like it's going well on the live. All right. Right here, I added this photo on Photoshop, did not take it, but it is signed by Ahman Green right here. Like I said, if you don't know the things about markers, this is why you need to know what you're doing with the markers. So you can always shoot me a message, etc., but you know how it doesn't pop, you can't really see it that well. Didn't have the right markers. So when I was newer into collecting, I thought everybody just used Sharpies, to be honest. I thought a marker was a marker, but the more I got into this hobby, the more I found out that was wrong. And then down here, this one's pretty sweet. So this one says Aaron Jones, and then it says 17 carries, 131 yards, 1 TD. And that photo, I actually went to that game, took that photo, photoshopped it, had him signed it, and put it in a frame. So that's a pretty special piece for me. I like taking photos at games. It makes the signings a little more special. And then here, I found this on Facebook Marketplace for like 20 bucks. Somebody was just getting rid of it. It is a huge sign. This does not do it justice. Down there you can see all my places for where my cards were. My card collection was in my last video, so if you want to see those, check it out. Once I get done with this one, I'll put those back up, but they normally sit there. Got just the general Wisconsin beer, alcohol theme. I don't think you can go to a city in Wisconsin without trying some beer. At least Wisconsin's known for it. Everybody loves it, so got some of that up there. And then one of my favorite players, Casey Hayward. He will forever be in my top 5 all-time Packers. So he didn't play with us long, but when I was 16, I took some photos of him, his rookie year in a couple of games, and edited them, tagged him on Facebook, asked him if he would sign it. His agent reached out to me and said, yep, that's no problem. Send them to me. I'll give you, he posted his email address. He said, send them to me, and I'll make sure Casey signs them and get them back to you. So Casey's agent took care of everything, put them in front of me. Casey sent me a letter with it, giving me some words of encouragement, telling me not to give up on my passions, stuff like that. So it was super nice of him, something he did not have to do. Says a lot about his character. So top 5 Packer for me, cemented in there forever just because of how cool that experience was. Next is the inventor of the Lambeau Leap, Mr. Leroy Butler. Just a pretty cool photo. I don't have any really special stories about that. The cards that are in the case, I was going to do a 1996 rookie card collection, but as I found out, that was much more difficult to do, especially I believe it was Wayne Simmons died pretty early into his football career, or retired and then passed away. But either way, there's just a couple of pieces in there, like the Reggie White autograph. You know, he doesn't even really have a true rookie card. It just got a little more complicated than I wanted. So I ended up bailing on that project. But yeah, those are, a lot of them are just starters for the 1996 team, have their rookie cards signed. And then on the very end, I know you can't see it very well, it is a Bucks photo, signed by Thon Maker. Just him doing a dunk that I edited. My girlfriend and I went to that game, so that's pretty cool. And then if you go over here, so this is an Ahman Green jersey. The cool thing about this jersey actually came from Ripon Athletics, which is actually the company that makes jerseys for the NFL. So if I were to show you the front numbering on this jersey and the back numbering on the on the numbers on the back. They're two completely different styles, so they call this a salesman sample. They would bring these to the team. Hey, these are your options. This is what it'll look like on the jersey. Do you want this style of numbers or do you want this one? I'm eventually going to have a green nameplate put on it, and it'll make the piece feel a little more whole, but nonetheless pretty sweet to see what kind of like lettering and stuff like that the Packers were choosing from, and to have that salesman sample of one of my favorite players. That's pretty sweet. Up there we got the Aaron Rodgers signed photo again. Just bought that because I absolutely love Aaron. I think he's the most talented quarterback to ever play in the NFL. Tom Brady's still the GOAT, don't get me wrong, but Rodgers' talent level and his ability to not turn the ball over, we may never see again. Drew Brees is known as an accurate passer, but Aaron Rodgers is on a new level. Like the fact that he can drop the ball in a bucket and not throw picks, I don't know. He's so incredibly talented. I'm very happy that he's a Packer. And then up here, this is a Clay Matthews signed photo. Just looks sweet. I think it goes perfectly above the TV. Like I said about running out of space, I have 2 jerseys hanging over my TV. Don't have any room anywhere else to hang them up. But that Brett Favre one does have a 75-year patch on it that is pretty cool. And then the other one's a Jake Kumerow Warhawks jersey. So just things that you wouldn't normally see. It's cool being around the area, being able to put that kind of stuff together. Down there on the bottom, 2 footballs. I can see Martellus Bennett, Bill Schroeder, Geronimo Allison, just some footballs I take to training camp and stuff like that. The one on the right actually wrote the names on them, so I wouldn't forget, because you get a lot of people who may not be on the team next year. And then the cleats in the middle are signed by Devontae Adams, so that's pretty cool. One of my favorite... Oh my god, dude. Are you kidding me? Did you end it? Let me see. That is... Okay. Well, let's see. Might still be going live here. Sorry, that's why you don't let your cats around here. Yeah, we're still good. Okay, that was the... we will definitely edit that part out. It's too funny. But then over here, this is one of my favorites. So Jonathan Franklin, he was one of my favorite players. I thought he was going to be an absolute star in the league. He definitely had all the talent to do it. Unfortunately, he had an unfortunate injury. Didn't let him go on, but I definitely think he would have been an Aaron Jones style runner. And then up there, just another Brett Favre, his last walk through the tunnel. Big Brett Favre fan. Like I said, I love the energy that he played with. Moving on to my favorite wall. Call it the jersey wall for obvious reasons. The first jersey, Casey Hayward, that is used in a game, actually was given to Sam Shields in a jersey swap. And then Sam Shields was selling off a bunch of his memorabilia that he didn't want, kind of downsizing. And actually met the guy who was working directly with Sam, ended up buying that off of him. It's a sweet jersey. And then we have a Jari Alexander jersey. So the Alexander jersey is not game used, but it is team issued, but not to Jari Alexander. So it's kind of what they call a Frankenstein jersey. So there was some leftover team stock from jerseys and stuff like that they sold at the pro shop. I ended up buying this one on eBay, and then I actually met a guy who lived in the hometown where the jerseys were like sewn on and stuff like that. And so had him put on the Alexander. The 23 was already on there. I got pretty lucky with the number, so they just put the back name on it for free. But it is exactly how you would see the Packers lettering. So that's pretty cool. And then same thing with the Brett Favre jerseys when he either retired for the second time or made the Hall of Fame. Can't remember. The team made a bunch of blank jerseys into Favre ones. That's why they look so long. He would never wear a jersey like that. But the quality on the team issued jerseys is far better than you can ever buy retail. The Nike Elites, they're like $350. Those are pretty close. But like I said, the quality that you get out of those jerseys are bar none the best. Next, second favorite jersey in my collection besides my Hayward one. This one actually was issued to Davante Adams, which means that is backup in case one of his got damaged. That is exactly what he would wear in a game, and exactly the same size. So just never got put on him, essentially, is the only difference. Probably hanging up in a locker room or something like that. Next, a player I never thought Milwaukee would have, Giannis. Never thought we'd get a superstar to come here, love Milwaukee, want to stay here, and bring us a championship. Bought that like 3 games before they won the championship, before the prices went skyrocketing through the roof. I actually also have another Giannis jersey that I don't have displayed. Unfortunately, it's a China one. I went to a fan fest. It was the last one the Bucks ever had, and we were going there. I wore my cheap Giannis jersey because I was like, "There's no way we're gonna see him there. Like, there's no way we're gonna be able to get his autograph, etc." He was already a pretty big star at the time, and then lo and behold, we're sitting behind some little kids, and Giannis stops to sign for the little kids. So, of course, I waited until he signed for all the kids and then stuck my jersey out there. He signed it. And it's got the old school, younger Giannis signature. So if you follow Giannis, you know how his signature has changed. The older ones look a little bit nicer, but it's on this bright green. I wish so badly that I had taken my white China jersey that I had, because it would have looked so much better on that, but live and learn. So I had to buy one that actually matched the green wall and didn't stick out like a sore thumb, so everybody knew it was fake. On the end, not happy about not having a room for that Favre jersey, but this piece is pretty important to my girlfriend. That's the first jersey that she had, that she brought to a signing, then that she got signed by a player. So keep that up on the wall. I always think your first piece is pretty memorable, pretty special. So I like to keep those around. Over here, we have a Randall Cobb picture. He's scoring a touchdown on the Bears. So anytime I can take jabs at the Bears, excellent. And then we have a team defense photo. This is kind of when they first started doing it, and then they kind of blew up, and now everybody does team defense photos for turnovers. But my original goal was to have everyone sign it. Big Z, Preston Smith, and Adrian Amos were all doing a signing together, so I have those three on it, and I was going to have everybody else sign it. At this point, that journey has been given up on. We will take it as is. It looks awesome. I love it, and we don't need to track down, 14 other autographs. So, and then in the middle there, this piece is pretty cool. So this is another one. This is at that same Saints game. Blake Martinez. I took the photo, photoshopped it, and framed it. So it was pretty special to me. I think the action shot is absolutely sweet. A lot of people give me a hard time because it looks like they're catching a touchdown pass in that one. That is 100% the angle I was sitting at. The ball actually went in between both of them. So the angle makes it look like he's going to catch a touchdown. Unfortunately, if I'd been sitting on the other side, would have looked like Blake was blocking it a little bit more. But yeah, in reality, on that play, the ball just went straight in between them. Neither one of them were close enough to get a hand on it. And then over there, that's the Aaron Jones 10K wave. If you watch my video, I have a sweatshirt with that image on it. One of my favorite moments from him. I love Aaron Jones. Like I said, if you could meet one Packer player, meet Aaron Jones. Mom and dad raised him, military family, yes sir, no sir, super polite, great with kids. Like, I can't say enough good things about him. I loved meeting Aaron Jones. And then there's the infamous touchdown return from Desmond Howard. That canvas is also signed by him. And then over here, we're going to go to the helmet collection. Over here, sorry, I don't have enough cord to go up and look at it closely. I wish I did, because this is one of my favorite helmets. This is signed by Reggie White and Brett Favre. But the really unique thing about it, it comes with a letter of authenticity from his brother, Jeremy White, that states that it was in Reggie White's personal collection. So that's something that you will not find anywhere else. Something that I'm incredibly proud of. Down here, went to some Sweet 16 games, went to the national championship, watched my heart get broken. I don't know if the Badgers will ever be back, but they're very good this year. They only have 2 losses. But this one's signed by Frank the Tank, Sam Decker, and Bo Ryan. And then I have both my championship loss tickets with it, so that's pretty cool. This helmet is a Jeff Janis game use Packer helmet. They do not come on the market a lot. If you have a chance to buy a Packers game use helmet, do it. This one was only used in the preseason. Does not matter. They are that hard to find. If you find a helmet, you buy it. Down here, like I said before, believe first pieces in your collection are super meaningful, tell a story, hang on to them. This is the first piece that was signed in my collection. And so the story goes, they were doing a charity event. If you've ever been to them, they brought Antonio Freeman, Dorsey Levens to this auction, trying to get seats in there. They did a signing themselves. My dad ended up buying the helmet at the auction. So the helmet came blank, buys the helmet at the auction. While he's bidding on it, he starts talking to Dorsey Levens and Antonio Freeman and goes, "Hey, if I buy this, will you sign this? My son is a huge Packer fan. He would love this." They say, "Yes, absolutely, no problem." They're like, "Where is your son right now?" He's like, "Oh, he's at a baseball game. He's finishing it up. I've been texting him, telling him to get his butt over here." So I get done with a baseball game, and I get a text message from my dad that says, "Hurry up and get to the convention center. Dorsey Levens and Antonio Freeman want to meet you." So I booked it out of there about as fast as I could. Actually ended up getting there like 10 minutes to 15 minutes after the auction closed and everything, and they could have easily have gotten in their cars and gone home. They waited for me. We had like a 10-15 minute conversation with them. They ended up leaving right after that. But yeah, they're the reason that my collection started. The fact that I got to talk to them took it to a whole new level. That one says "To John" on it. It's something that will absolutely never leave my collection. So if I can zoom out here, if you want to see like the whole thing, and then on that wall that you can't see, I actually have my high school jersey hanging up, so it's pretty funny to have that in the middle of this entire basement that's filled with memorabilia. So as I was saying with cards, like I like opening up the boxes, the like what if, and the cards that can be in there like really draw me into it. But as you can see, like memorabilia is what I collect. That's my passion, more so than the collecting cards. I like the cards. They don't have that wow factor like the memorabilia does for me. And like I'm sure you can see, I have some pretty special pieces. So I mean, that makes it even cooler for me. That's about it. In terms of this video, shoot me a follow or a subscribe, like, rate, review, on YouTube. This video will go up on YouTube. And then when we do actually start going into breaks, Instagram will be for all the hits, the cards we pull, stuff like that. So shoot me a follow on Instagram, and we'll start growing this one day at a time. Going to be eventually tomorrow. I have a mail day opening, so we'll open up some cards. I have an absolute monster of an Aaron Rodgers card that I'm pretty excited to show off to everybody. And then I think the day after that we'll probably open up a box of Flux, so I can get used to tearing open the packs, saying the names, going through it quickly, so I don't waste everybody's time. You don't have to worry about any half an hour long videos for me anymore. The collection videos will be a little bit longer than everything else. Who knows, we might even get into a Topps Chrome blaster box or something like that. So then after that, once I get some practice with that, we're going to move on to the MLB Mosaic Mega Box. I'm going to do a free break. Posted some of the groups that I'm in. That'll be the first time I'm actually telling people, publicly that, I'm open, I'm starting this up. But I just wanted everybody to know that, and then have some practice, be a little polished, so I don't have so much mistakes. It was nice being able to do this one without the headset on. It looks a little funny. So I'm hoping that this audio comes through. I will rewatch the video, but like I said, that's the whole point of this. What works best, work out the kinks. You guys get some entertainment out of it in terms of what I have in my collection. Always looking for feedback. Feedback's big for me. If you're not doing what people want, nobody's going to want to join you, follow you, stuff like that. So feel free to give me lots of feedback. And then, let's see, I think that's about it. I don't have anything else. Enjoy the rest of your nights. In the rest of your night, I will see you tomorrow. And like always, Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. So have a good one, everyone. Bye now.